I think it's incredibly important to understand that we are here because of the Trump administration's continued lack of care and concern for the rule of law. It is incredibly important that cases like this be brought so that the Trump administration's reckless and disregarding use of power can be checked. The reality is this is a human rights issue. We continue to separate children from their parents for absolutely no reason at all. Lawyers for the government admitted in court today that they know that the parents are fit, that they know that they have a place to live, that they know that the child should be reunited with their parents.
The crusade for justice for Jaffet roils on. There is a new development in a case we have been following closely this month that involves an 11-year-old boy that was detained with, then separated from his family after fleeing violence and poverty in their native Honduras. Today, in the United States Circuit Court's D.C. District, lawyers for young Jaffet demanded that the government release the boy to his mother, who is living in the United States with Jaffet's two little brothers. Jaffet came to the U.S. with his grandmother, Maria. They crossed the border at a legal entry point for asylum seekers, but according to the government, the pair were separated because his grandmother is not his parent. Maria said guards stole the boy from her cell while she was taking a nap. That was over 6 months ago. Roughly 1 month ago, Maria was released from custody and is residing with Jaffet's mother and two little brothers in Virginia. The family is stable and has tremendous community support and financial support from Nexus Services Incorporated, a Verona, Virginia-based firm that specializes in providing legal services to immigrants. But despite Maria being released, young Jaffet has remained in custody. Attorneys for Jaffet's family said over the past 2 months, Jaffet's mother, Karen, has complied with 20-plus requests from federal officials in hopes of being reunited with her child, only to be repeatedly disappointed and heartbroken by government officials. The latest request? Fingerprints. Yes, you heard me correctly. Fingerprints. Williams said he just doesn't buy the government's stance that they are holding Jaffet while waiting on fingerprint results.
We arrived as usual. We were on time. The defense counsel was here, and as happening before, they said that they were going to release Jaffet right before the hearing starts, which you can imagine kind of moots out and makes everything pointless. However, they said they could not release Jaffet until there was fingerprint verification. We found this incredible. They asked for the whole weekend to verify the fingerprints. We found that to be extraordinarily incredible and rare that the government, because we're talking about the U.S. government, would need 4 days to verify fingerprints. So we went forward with the hearing.
Nexus Services is funding Jaffet's family's lawsuit against the Trump administration. At the press conference, Nexus Services President and CEO Mike Donovan explained why detaining Jaffet for another minute for fingerprint verification makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
But because they're waiting for fingerprints, they can't release the child. Every single day in this city, the Metropolitan Police Department runs fingerprints on suspects they book in and out of the facility. Are we to believe that the United States Department of Homeland Security and the FBI is so backlogged that it takes 6 months to run the fingerprints of a person in Homeland Security custody? It isn't just wrong, it's ridiculous, and the government should be ashamed of themselves. We look forward to having the child reunited.
The attorney for Jaffet's family, Nexus Derechos Humanos attorney Mario Williams, said today the judge ruled that the government needs to give a concrete release plan and date for Jaffet by 5 p.m. tomorrow or explain why they are not releasing the boy.
We told the judge that we wanted to go forward with the hearing. The judge agreed. He heard arguments. And what he's basically done is allowed them to 5 o'clock tomorrow to go ahead, verify the fingerprints, order the release of Jaffet, and return Jaffet to his family. If that does not happen, we'll be back in court again.
Hopefully tomorrow we will be able to report good news to our viewers on this case, and this child will be reunited with his family so they can begin to heal from this unnecessary and unfortunate ordeal that has been bestowed upon them by the Trump administration. Mario Williams said his law firm will continue to sue the government until a judge rules against the Trump regime's policies of detaining, then separating, and indefinitely holding these children even after releasing their parents.
Media coverage or not, it doesn't matter to us. Our goal is to continue filing these cases, keep pressing the government to get as many children reunited with their families as possible.
The Constitution only works when you have access to justice, and that's why it's important for anybody out there who is separated from their child because of ICE or Department of Homeland Security. If you're not represented, find an attorney. Call Nexus. We will provide one free of charge so that we can bring these cases forward and get children reunited with their parents.
In the nation's capital, Theodore Whitelow for Breaking Through.